May I come in, sir?
Yes, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Please take a seat.
Thank you,
Mayank.
sir. Yes, sir.
Mayank means
So means moon.
moon. So you are like a moon. Sometimes you appear, sometimes you disappear.
No, sir.
Can we take off the mask for a while?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Doesn't matter. We like to see the moon. Mayank, you are from Haryana.
No, sir.
No?
Basically, my father from Haryana, and
You from?
I was born in Delhi, and all the
So you call yourself a Delhiite.
Yes.
Let's start questions from Delhi then, not from Haryana. No, Delhi, we often read in the newspaper and then watch in the TV. There's always a tussle, a fight going on between the Chief Minister of Delhi and the government. Something to do with the structure of the Delhi government. What is that? How is it different from other places?
Sir, basically Delhi is a union territory.
Yes.
Union territory.
Correct.
So all the powers was not given to the Delhi government.
Obviously. Which are the powers not given?
Sir, basically police, DDA,
And it is
and
very
MCD,
good.
and MCD
Very good.
are not. So
So what
the
is
main
the problem?
Sir.
It is as per the constitution. Why do they fight then?
Sir, basically the function of DDA to allot the lands. So
That,
if
all that is as per the rules.
yes, sir.
So why is there a fight?
Sir, basic fight between that the like that Delhi government want to propose some projects.
But in all union territories, similar situation is there, is it not so?
No, sir.
What about the position of governor?
Sir,
Has Delhi got a governor or not?
no, sir.
No.
Lieutenant governor.
Yeah, lieutenant governor.
Yes, sir.
What is his role?
Sir, all the processes, all the projects must be passed by governor.
By him. Yesterday on the TV, I was watching a debate that Kerala has suggested something, an amendment to the Constitution of India, that they should have a role in removing the governor, or what they call it, the recall of the governor. What do you think? Should the state have that authority or not?
No, sir. Straight.
Should not have. Why not? After all, he is working in the state.
Sir, basically governor is appointed by central government.
Yes.
All the processes, all the functions are done in the states are monitored by the governor, and the status report given by the governor to the central.
Okay, good. One more question I'll ask you. What is your opinion about the state of Indian economy today? How good it is, how bad it is? What are the strengths, what are the weaknesses?
I have not much idea about
No idea, doesn't matter. Do you have any idea about judiciary? So my son wants to become a judge of the Supreme Court. He says, what do I do?
Sir,
How somebody can become a judge of the Supreme Court in the long run?
sir, the criteria is that either he should be the Chief Justice of High Court or
But
practicing.
how to become Chief Justice of High Court then?
Sir, I have no idea
No
about
idea.
that.
Leave it. Last question. Presently, elections are going on.
Yes, sir.
We will elect MLAs.
Yes, sir.
How is the MLA different from member of the Rajya Sabha?
MLA represent the state, and Rajya Sabha members elected indirectly
Also represented by the
represent state, but the basic things that provided by
who
MLA.
elects them? Who elects the members of Rajya Sabha?
Sir, MPs, member of parliaments,
Members of Parliament elect members of Rajya Sabha.
and MLAs.
Sure. I think Rajya Sabha itself is part of the Parliament. No,
Sir, it's a part of parliament, but elected indirectly.
by the Lok Sabha members.
No, sir,
There are only-
MLA,
there are only
MLA.
two
Sorry,
things
sir.
in the parliament.
Sorry, sir. MLA.
Leave it. Forget. Let's come to engineering, sir.
Okay, Mayank, what are different properties of cement concrete that you would like?
strength, durability, stiffness, and workability.
Workability. Okay. How we can find out workability?
So various tests are available to define workability like compaction factor, flow table, slump test, and VB test.
What is BP test?
So VB test, in VB test there is a apparatus. In this, we provide a slump inside the apparatus, cylindrical apparatus, and we remove the cone of the slump and vibrate it and measure the time which in which they deform the shape and take the shape of cylinder. In this, workability is measured in VB degree in seconds.
That's all. What is target mean strength of concrete?
Target mean strength is the strength maximum strength of the specimen. Maximum specimen that have a strength. It is FCK plus 1.65 sigma.
What do you mean by maximum strength of a specimen?
Sir, not the maximum, but maximum samples that have a strength. Basically, normal distribution curve followed by the concrete. We determine the strength.
How many? Where you use this target mean strength?
So, target mean strength is used to determine the various proportion design mix. For calculating the design mix, target mean strength.
So, how many sample you think that we can use to get the design mix? How many number of sample?
Sir, for plotting the curve, minimum 30 samples are required.
So, will you do 30 number of test, 30 samples for preparing design mix?
Sorry.
No?
No idea.
So, how will get that curve at the time of design mix? No idea? Okay. And at site, what is the target to pass a concrete? Suppose you are using at site M25 concrete. So, in cube testing at the site, at what strength you will pass the samples?
Sir, basically every specimen have a strength should be greater than FCK minus 3.
Okay.
And the mean of the 4 non-overlapping samples strength should be greater than FCK plus 3 or FCK plus 0.825 sigma, whichever is maximum.
Okay.
By this we sure that the strength is achieved.
So, what do you mean by non-overlapping?
Consecutive samples, matlab, sir, if we choose from the sample to in the regular chain, after that we have to choose that.
What is called effective modulus of elasticity of a concrete?
Effective modulus of elasticity take the creep effect also.
Okay. How to get it?
Sir, it is EC by 1 plus theta, where theta is the creep coefficient.
Okay, fine. For a T-beam cross section, draw a T-beam. Yes, use it. For a RCC T-beam. Can you draw the shear stress diagram for this beam? If it is a RCC beam, reinforcement is at bottom. And neutral axis is in web. Yes. Draw the shear stress diagram.
Sir, if we assume concrete as a cracked section.
Okay, fine. What is a special confining reinforcement?
Special
Confining reinforcement.
No, sir.
No idea. What should be the maximum spacing of stirrups in a beam as per ductile detailing of RCC structure? You have not studied ductile detailing.
No, sir.
Which code is of ductile detailing?
Sir, 13920.
13920. You have no idea about that.
No, sir.
Okay, fine.
Mayank,
Yes.
what are the different methods for soil classification?
Sir, first of all, we determine the various proportions, fine aggregate and the coarse aggregate. And if it is clay proportion, then we use plasticity chart.
But what are the methods? I asked you the name of the methods. Name the methods which are used for soil. There are 4 or 5 methods. Do you know?
Sir, unable to recall.
Have you heard of Unified Soil Classification System? IS classification system.
Sir, I have heard, but I am not able to recall the.
You are not able to. Not an issue. Not an issue. Pile. What is pile?
So pile is the structure which is a deep foundation basically. We used to transfer the load from the superstructure to the ground.
Why there is need of pile? क्यों pile की जरूरत क्यों पड़ती है?
Sir, if shallow foundation not able to take the load, then we have to provide the deep foundation.
The foundations में केवल pile ही तो नहीं है. There are so many foundations.
Yes, sir.
तो pile का क्या पर्पस होता है? Pile हम कहाँ यूज करते हैं? Pile foundation.
Pile is used when the stratum is soft. Pile transfer the load with the help of friction and end bearing.
अच्छा. Pile और column में क्या difference है? Have you got my question?
Sir, pile is below the ground and the column is basically the supporting member of the structure.
तो pile भी तो column ही हुआ ना. फिर फर्क क्या हुआ दोनों में? नीचे है ऊपर है लेकिन है तो वो भी column ही. फर्क क्या? What is difference? एक कॉन्सेप्ट है स्ट्रॉन्ग कॉलम वीक बीम. क्या होता है?
Sir, if the beam collapse, there is a local failure. If column collapse, there is a global failure.
अच्छा.
So that's why we use strong column weak beams.
अच्छा, तो अगर कॉलम स्ट्रॉन्ग है बीम वीक है तो प्लास्टिक हिंज का फॉर्मेशन कहाँ होगा? आई एम आस्किंग एट ए जॉइंट.
In the beam. In the beam at the joint, in the beam part.
प्लास्टिक हिंज होता क्या है? व्हाट इज प्लास्टिक हिंज?
So plastic hinge where continuous rotation is allowed without rupture.
लोड कैरिंग कैपेसिटी कितनी होती है प्लास्टिक हिंज की? डू यू नो व्हाट इज सेफ फैक्टर?
Shape factor. Sir, it is the ratio of plastic moment capacity upon divided by yield moment capacity.
yield moment capacity.
Yes, sir.
Okay, there are 2 theorems in plastic theory.
Yes, sir.
What are those theorems? Just name.
Upper bound and lower bound theorem.
लोअर बाउंड थ्योरम क्या बोलता है? What is the statement of लोअर बाउंड?
Sir, I'm not able to recall the statement.
You draw a simply supported beam. Put a central load W. Right. L by 2 means it's at the center, right? Find the collapse load. in terms of MP?
So 4 MP by
How you have found? Which theorem you have used?
it's a collapse. I consider the collapse condition.
ये
Considering
थ्योरम कौन सा आपने यूज किया? कौन सा थ्योरम है ये?
no, sir, I'm not able to recall.
You have studied in Delhi and you belong to Haryana. You know about Aravali Hills.
No, sir.
Achha, can you tell me what are the different types of rocks?
Sedimentary, metamorphic, and igneous rock.
Sedimentary, metamorphic, and igneous rocks.
Yes, sir.
What type of rocks generally do we find in Delhi? Are those sedimentary rocks or igneous rocks?
So sedimentary.
Sedimentary rocks.
Yes, sir.
How do you differentiate between these two rocks, sedimentary and igneous rocks?
Sir, igneous rocks are formed by the solidification of the magma by volcanic eruption. Sedimentary rocks are formed by sediments under heat and pressure.
Sediments under heat and pressure, that becomes metamorphism. Those rocks will be metamorphic rocks.
So metamorphic is the combination of both igneous and sedimentary.
Now, for igneous rocks, what type of foundations will generally be useful? Suppose you go 3 meters down the ground level and you found that the presence of rock is igneous rocks. So, what type of foundation will be useful?
No idea.
No idea.
No, sir.
You have qualified GATE.
Yes, sir.
Have you applied for any MTech course also?
No, sir.
And you have applied for any PSUs?
Oh, no, sir.
No? And you passed out your college in 2019,
Yes, sir.
almost 3 years.
Yes, sir.
Did you apply for any other job meanwhile?
Sir, I have given the exam. I have qualified SSC J exam. And recently, GATE 2022, as the answer key is released by GATE, I'm getting 85 marks around.
So you will be applying for MTech course,
Sir, I have not think about the MTech.
but for PSUs you will be applying.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. What was your major project in your final year?
So, permeable pavement.
Permeable pavement.
Yes, sir.
Good. Now, how do you define coefficient of permeability? Definition.
Sir, coefficient of permeability is the ease with which water flows through the porous media.
Through a porous material.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And how do you define porosity?
Sir, porosity is the ratio of volume of void to the total volume.
Total volume
Yes, sir.
is porosity.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, sandy soils will have high porosity or clay soil?
Sir, sandy soil. So, void ratios of clay soil are higher.
Are higher.
Void ratio.
Void ratio will be higher
Yes, sir.
for similar conditions.
Yes, sir.
And porosity? For similar conditions, which one will be higher? Which one will be having higher? Sandy soils or clay soils?
Sir, sandy soil.
And permeability?
Sandy soil.
Both the parameters will be higher for sandy soils. Which one will be more plastic, sandy soils or clay soil?
So, clay soil.
Now, the project which you have done in your final year, permeable pavement.
Yes, sir.
Which type of soil did you prefer?
So basically, the permeability is achieved by reducing the fines. We reduce the fines and provide more aggregates.
Coarse aggregate.
Yes, sir. So basically, no fines. Concrete we have made, no fine, or very less amount of fines.
So what type of soil was it?
So
Did you
it's
use
sandy soil.
sandy soil?
Yes, sir.
All from the sides.
Thank you, Mayank. The interview is over. We'll call you again for the feedback.
Thank you, sir.
Sweaty Mayank, what do you think? How was the interview? Now, the first thing that before you tell me, I'm telling you something. This is the first time you have smiled. इतना serious क्यों थे? Interview here, even in UPSC, you don't have to be so serious. एक जनरल कन्वर्सेशन के लिए बुला रहे हैं वो आपको UPSC वाले ग्रिलिंग नहीं करते बच्चों की. They will try to help you only and try to get best out of you. That is their purpose. Not to ask you difficult questions. So once in a while, cheerful, खुश तो दिखाई दो. You have come up to interview level and you should get through. तो you have such a nice smile the first time you have smiled. अब बताओ क्या क्यों अच्छा नहीं हुआ?
सर कुछ क्वेश्चंस
कोई बात वो सर बता देंगे. टेक्निकली कहीं आप कई जगहों पे अटक रहे थे तो ज़्यादा टाइम तो है नहीं देखो तैयारी करने का. आपके पास 4-5 दिन बचे हैं मुश्किल से. जितना कर सकते हो रिवीजन कर लो थोड़ा सा. अब जैसे मैं भी वही आपसे कहूँगा जनरल में नॉन टेक्निकल में भी कुछ बेसिक्स तो करंट अफेयर्स का आना चाहिए. मैं आपसे पूछता हूँ इंडियन इकोनॉमी के बारे में ABC तो बता दो कम से कम. बिल्कुल जीरो नहीं होना चाहिए. और या MLA और राज्यसभा का कुछ तो बता.
तो सर वो गलत हो गया तो
हो गया कोई बात नहीं. देखो जो वही पूछ रहे हैं हम जो न्यूज़ में चल रही है ITV और न्यूज़पेपर में. और जनरल नॉलेज थोड़ी आपकी टेस्ट कर रहे हैं यहाँ कोई. जो न्यूज़ में चल रहा है वो तो थोड़ा देख सकते हो ना घंटे भर रोज बैठ के. इतना काफ़ी, इससे ज़्यादा नहीं चाहिए. उसके बाद जो नहीं आता कह दो सॉरी सर मिस कर दिया बस. बट डू इट हैप्पीली, से हैप्पीली. शो देम दैट यू आर हैप्पी टू बी हियर, यू वांट टू गेट सक्सेस इन दिस एग्जाम. दुखी मत दिखाई दो. ठीक सर बताइए.
वैसे तो you have answered whatever I have asked. So from my side there is no much suggestions. However, you are a charming candidate, good candidate I think. आप अच्छा कर सकते हो इंटरव्यू में. लेकिन बाकी सब्जेक्ट्स में आपने गड़बड़ किया है वो बाकी लोग बताएंगे.
मैं एक दो ऑब्जर्वेशंस है मेरा. कम्युनिकेशन आपका बीच बीच में कुछ गलत भी बोलते हो ना. कम्युनिकेशन आपका बहुत मतलब हमको लगा कि मतलब या तो मतलब अंग्रेजी बोलने में दिक्कत है आपको,
थोड़ा सा फ्लुएंसी कम
जो भी है.
परमिशन पर ट्राई कर लेना. परमिशन दे देते हैं कभी कभी हिंदी बोलने की.
तो उसका इंप्रेशन कभी निगेटिव भी हो सकता है. अच्छा दूसरा चीज़, अच्छा कुछ क्वेश्चन आप कभी कभी तो लगता है कि आप जानते हो, कभी कभी आप बिल्कुल ब्लैंक हो जाते हो. ये दो चीज़ मैं देखा आपने. कभी कभी तो आप कुछ ऐसा चीज़ अच्छा ढंग से बता दिया आपने, कहीं कहीं एकदम आप मतलब ब्लैंक हो जाते हो. तो या तो कुछ कॉन्फिडेंस प्रॉब्लम है. क्या प्रॉब्लम
सर? जैसे जो मैंने पढ़े थे अभी पेपर के बाद तो उनको मैंने नोट्स वगैरह बना लिए थे इम्पोर्टेंट. अब कुछ टॉपिक जैसे टैक्टाइल डिटेलिंग वगैरह वो चीज़
ठीक है. तो आप रगड़िए थोड़ा, अभी
इसको कर लो
अच्छे ढंग से ब्रश अप कीजिए. ठीक है. ये प्रिंसिपल ऑफ वर्चुअल वर्क है. एक्सटर्नल वर्क इक्वल्स टू इंटरनल.
देखिए 2019 में आपने कॉलेज पास किया, ठीक 3 साल हो गए. तो आपको जो भी मेजर प्रोजेक्ट रहा है आपका, वही आपका प्रैक्टिकल सॉर्ट ऑफ एक्सपीरियंस रहा है आपके लिए. ठीक, तो उसको आप ब्रश अप कर लीजिएगा. जनरली पूछ लिया जाता है जब कुछ साल हो जाते हैं कॉलेज के पास आउट हुए और कोई जॉब एक्सपीरियंस नहीं है, तो वही चीज़ आपका स्ट्रॉन्ग है जिसमें आपने अच्छे से काम किया हुआ है. तो उन चीज़ों पर वो डिस्कस जरूर करेंगे. ठीक, तो मेजर प्रोजेक्ट जो आपका रहा है उसका एक समरी होगा ना, ऑब्जेक्टिव का समरी होगा, तो उसको ब्रश अप कर लीजिएगा. उसके टेक्निकल डिटेल्स वगैरह जो है वो ध्यान से पढ़ लीजिएगा. ठीक, तो वो चीज़ें पूछ लेंगे आपसे. ठीक, तो आधा 1 घंटा उसको ब्रश अप करके जाइएगा. एक वो पॉइंट है. दूसरा क्या कहते हैं, जो आपके स्ट्रॉन्ग सब्जेक्ट्स हैं उनको नोट्स रिवाइज कर लीजिए. ठीक, जो भी स्ट्रॉन्ग सब्जेक्ट्स हैं 3-4 क्योंकि उतना ही टाइम आपके पास है, 3-4 दिन है, तो उनके बेसिक नोट्स जो है वो ब्रश अप कर लीजिए। ठीक, बहुत डिटेल में रिवाइज नहीं करना, बट हल्का फुल्का आप जरूर रिवाइज कर लें। दैट्स ऑल।
ऑल द बेस्ट।
सर मार्क्स
मार्क्स आपको दिए, मार्क्स हम आपको अच्छे नहीं दे रही है, हमने 100 दिए आज, क्योंकि टेक्निकल में वीक थे। टेक्निकल थोड़ा टेक्निकल बेटर करो तो यू विल गेट अनदर 20-25 मार्क्स मोर। ओके।